And we can start by finding our foundation. Just really grounding into the posture, letting the bottom and thighs and knees and such sink into the chair, sink into the floor. And then just letting the spine rise gently up out of the pelvis without becoming stiff or rigid, rather energetic and light, as if floating. And just letting the head rest gently on top of the spine. Letting the chin be a bit lower and the crown rise toward the ceiling. Just letting the shoulders drop. Allowing the arms to fall gently into the lap. And letting the hands be soft but intentional. And moving toward a balance of relaxation and awakeness, alertness. And letting the mind do something similar. Noticing if there is a possibility of a balance between relaxation, openness, receptivity, and alertness, awakeness, brightness. And just giving the mind something to do, something to attend to practice attending to what we want it to attend to off the cushion. So meditation is a training of the mind, a training of the attention. So just bringing the attention to the feeling of the breath, the sensations at the heart or the lungs, in the belly or at the nose. And even 5 breaths, noticing the in and out breath 5 times, reinforces the habit of attention, of attending. of being present with something that's subtle and quiet. And really quite beautiful. And that's what we want to tune into off the cushion. That which is subtle and quiet and really quite beautiful. And then as we move into silent meditation, just allowing ourselves to notice when the attention has moved into planning or thinking or ruminating or remembering, and just gently nudging it back toward the breath. And if we do that over and over and over, then that's a meditation. That's a period of skillful behavior, a period of training the mind and building habits for life. Who's a fan? Who loves the holidays here? Yes, I know. Yes, not surprised. Julie, okay, yes. Yes, who has a harder time around this time of year? Yeah, so, yeah, okay, yeah, a little bit. And then quiet naysayers, yeah. All energy welcome, all energy levels welcome here. I am. I'm one who has a harder time around this time of year. And if you've been around a few years, you've heard my annual Grinch Doma talk, but I try to do at least a new spin on it every year. I am. Yeah, I do. I find this time of year a little bit difficult, overwhelming, kind of. I want to love it, and yet I'm allergic to Christmas trees and clutter and, and shopping and deadlines. And it can feel kind of difficult. My brain does not want to accept all of the new activities and responsibilities that swing around in December every year. and inevitably, but when I was a kid, we were Catholic, we went to church, and you will not be surprised to find out that I loved church. I loved the candles and the incense and the mass and the lights and the darkness and the community, yeah, and the midnight mass and Advent, even this kind of the candles leading up, the weeks leading up to Christmas. My tradition's a Christmas tradition. So those pieces were really grounding and inspiriting, and the other pieces were kind of overwhelming and enervating, and I had a hard time kind of, coupling them for the season, which can feel long. And it's kind of the same, and now, as sort of a Buddhist, I guess I'm not sort of a Buddhist. Now as a Buddhist, if I'm sort of a Buddhist, we're all really in trouble. Now as a Buddhist, I don't spend time at church. I don't have those pieces anymore. We drove past the other day. We drove past a walk-through nativity near my house. It was like in the parking lot of a church. There was kind of this whole like living nativity scene set up, and you could walk through it. And I'd never seen anything like that or heard of that. I'm sure it's a thing, but is it a thing? It was kind of, I don't know, yeah. But I was really drawn to it, sort of, oh, that sounds really interesting. I want to see how they're doing that. And I think I was with Julie, and she was like, well, what are you talking about? Because she wasn't raised in that tradition at all, so totally foreign. And I didn't end up going, and I disappeared the next day. But it's interesting at this time of year, that's what I'm drawn to, are those pieces, not all the other kind of stuff. And then, I don't know if I should admit this, it's better than it used to be, and that's the point of this practice, but every year I have a bit of kind of a meltdown, like a holiday overwhelm, just why are we doing this? And it's, the commercialism and the busyness and the deadlines, and we have, all of our family lives in Minnesota, and so then it's mailing packages, trying to get things there on time. And my sweet mom, gosh, she is generous, but she sends so many packages at Christmas, they're numbered, like they're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, 17 pack, yeah, I know. And it's this kind of internal struggle, because it's this beautiful outpouring of love in the way that she can do it and knows how. And, it's a lot. It's a lot if you're allergic to clutter. And, so every year it's hard for me to enjoy this time of year. But something cool happened this year. I'm a part, if you know me, you know I'm a part of my Buy Nothing group in my neighborhood. I don't know, is anybody a Buy Nothing person? You like Buy Nothing? Yeah, I love Buy Nothing. And my Buy Nothing group does this snowballing thing every year. Have you heard of the snowballing? So around this, your group doesn't do snowballing? Well, I know your group does.
Not that, didn't remember.
Oh, well, you might be after this. So it's kind of like a secret Santa, but so you have all these people's addresses from doing all this, all these gifts over the year. You have a lot of addresses in your kind of messages, but also they have this one thread on the Facebook group where everybody who is open to be snowballed can write things about themselves and what they like and what they enjoy and what they could use. And so there's this huge thread of people writing, things about themselves and what they like and what they're into and how old their kids are. And after I sort of did my big hour of selfing around the holiday, I decided to get busy snowballing. And I just went through all my stuff, which went back 30, 40 years, just like trinkets from my childhood, everything, had it all over the living room. And I went through this thread of people who were willing to get snowballed. And I just matched up my things with snowball recipients. And Todd and I, my husband and I, he's so good. He's good at Christmas and giving, and he's even good at receiving, and wonderful about all the things. So poor guy stuck with me, but I don't know, opposites attract. Anyway, when I got in the snowball spirit, then he helped me put them all in bags and boxes and wrapped everything, and then he volunteered to drive these snowballs all over town. And so we gave away, I think it was 16 packages of things that people were willing to take, and whether they needed them or not. Some people like little vintage Christmas things and trinkets and tea and cats and all this stuff, and so we just dropped snowballs. And then what happens is then people post their snowballs. Oh, I got this snowball. Thank you, neighbor. Thank you, neighbor. And I'm sure some people reveal who they are, but the point is not, one of the points is not to, it's just anonymous. And so then seeing all this outpouring of gratitude for, these anonymous gifts that were really things that were just collecting dust in my basement, but found a new life with all of these different people in the neighborhood that I didn't know at all. I had never even heard of a lot of them. It was just so beautiful. And it really turned that energy, my selfing and attachment around this holiday, which was not serving me or anyone, on its head. And it made me think of, and I wish I got one really neat snowball myself. I got a snowball too, and it was a framed photo of a monk sitting in meditation in front of an orange, like a burnt orange background. And they don't know me. I said I was a meditator, but it was really kind of perfect. I didn't bring it today, but I'll bring it next week or something. And I was shocked and stunned and so grateful, but nothing about that snowball compared to the joy of giving, the joy of chucking snowballs. Getting hit with one was lovely, but throwing them, man, that feels good. Even a snowball fight, right? It's way more fun to throw them than it is to get hit with them. And that was my experience with this snowballing. And it reminded me of this, in the beginning of this practice, when I started out, 20-something years ago, and my meditation was garbage, and Sila was very new to me. What? I don't steal, don't take drugs. What kind of cult is this? I really hooked into Dana, this generosity. I learned about it here in a way that I never experienced it before. The generosity of spirit, the generosity of giving, from a place that knows no boundaries, that knows no recipient, that knows no outcome, that wants nothing. It was profound, and it cemented my relationship with this particular tradition. The Donna, everything here is completely offered by the goodness of the lay people who come here. Nothing would exist here if it weren't for the goodness of the lay people who come here. And I didn't understand that at all. I only really understood giving to your family, or giving to friends, or exchanging gifts. All of that made a lot of sense to me. I come from wonderful people, but I never knew that giving without the boundless giving from the heart. And so I could never leave after I learned that, how powerful that was, how powerful it is that people like us have kept this tradition literally alive for 2,600 years just by feeding monks every day, feeding nuns every day, making these kind of places available to people. It was kind of shocking that generosity could work just like that and have that much power. And so, I'm sure that this is kind of a duh moment for most people in here. Well, yeah, Christmas is when we are generous. That's the whole point, That's when we get to practice it. That's when it's the most fun. That's when it's wrapped in pretty paper. But I'm a slow learner, and I have my past conditioning. And for me, it's learning that piece of generosity over and over and over, and how thoroughly it's connected to happiness. Then I remember. Into such action, and its results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skill